One more day before vacation there, Joe.
Yep. How long does it take to get from here to Cancun? Flying.
It's not bad. It's probably 3.5 hours, man. Three hours or
Not bad.
so. It's a straight shot down south. Barbados was a bit of a flight, man. That was long. But no, it shouldn't be too bad.
That's
Seattle's
good.
awful. Going to Seattle,
Oh yeah, man.
that's far.
You got to get connecting flights and whatnot. That's the thing with San Antonio. When you fly out of the San Antonio airport, you always have a layover somewhere, man. That's what sucks about it. They don't have a lot of direct flights out of the San Antonio airport. And they take you stupid places too. Like you'll go to Denver or you're going to go to like North Carolina. Like, what the hell, dude? Why am I going to Denver? If you're trying to go somewhere on the East Coast.
That's funny.
And there's Sam
To me, it's
Salinas.
Thursday, and I don't give a damn. Is what it is.
Thursday and you don't give a damn. I'm still on the fence. I was like, should I got a lot of things to catch up on. I got a lot of things to do tomorrow. So I'm kind of on the fence. Do I do the show tomorrow or do I catch up with things that I have to catch up with? Primarily work, man.
Right.
They
So
did
I
give
asked-
us a bonus yesterday, man. So I was
I
happy
heard about that. I heard about
Yeah,
that.
they my
Was it a
one of
big
my
bonus
team-
or a small bonus? I mean, we're not asking for the
No.
dollar amount.
was a
What was
big
it?
bonus, dude. It's a big bonus. They pulled me in, they're like, hey, you gotta get off real quick, pop on off, we gotta talk to you. I'm like, all right, what's going on? They're like, nah, man, we got good news for you. Check your email. I'm like, what the heck? Because I guess last year we had a running joke. We made fun of them.
We're rising together on a Thursday, game day for the San Antonio Spurs as they take on the Washington Wizards. Spurs, huge favorites tonight against the worst team in the NBA. Are the Vegas odds makers being disrespectful towards the Wizards, or are they just giving that much love to the Spurs? We'll get into that. It's a big week for the NFL. My God, look at the schedule. There are 5 or 6 monster matchups this weekend that's going to put the playoff picture into better focus as to what's going to be going down at the end of December, January, when it comes to the NFL playoffs, right? We know the Chiefs aren't going to be in the playoffs. We know that the Cowboys are desperately hanging on to their playoff hopes. 0.5% chance of making the playoffs, but still, you're telling me there's a chance. We're going to revisit Hernandez's tips of the trade. Hernandez giving away some of his secrets as to how to date on Instagram, how to date on Twitter. Because who needs to pay for a Match.com, Farmers Only, Tinder account, right? That costs money. But he does it a different way. We have to revisit that because I told Chica about it. I played her the clip. And man, her reaction was priceless. So we'll get into that. Lots to get into today. But Joe, congratulations on getting your bonus. That's fantastic.
Thank you. You know what the funny thing was is they're like, hey man, check your email. I'm like, okay, cool. You got a bonus. All right, that's great. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna be in your bank account on Friday. And I'm like, okay. And I just says, you know what? Let me check, see if it hit already. It hit already.
Nice.
Before I even got the email. It's like I didn't know. And then I checked the email. I'm like, oh, okay. Bank account got a little bit heavier there. So that's good,
You weren't like Clark W. Griswold in Christmas Vacation. You didn't get the jelly of the
Jelly
month.
of the month.
Dude,
man.
at this time tomorrow, I will be on a flight to Cancun. Actually, I'll be landing around this time tomorrow. We're going to be heading over to the airport at 4 a.m. Myself, Chica, our adult kids, Kayla, Julian, and Gabby, we're all going over there. It's kind of a quasi anniversary. Anniversary, honeymoon. Our full honeymoon is going to be in June, but we're just going to get away for 3 or 4 days. And I have no idea how long we're going for. I know it's an all-inclusive resort, but we bought this vacation package like 6 months ago. We haven't even looked at the itinerary. I know we'll be back before Christmas, but exactly what date, I'm not sure. But it's going to be a fun time over there. I probably need to get Chica her Christmas gift today. Here's the thing, Joe.
God, dude, come on, Mike,
No,
you're slipping, bro.
no, 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 no. She and I said that this trip was going to be our gift to each other.
No, ma, Miss Mike. They always say, "Don't get me nothing." That's a lie, bro. It's a trap. It's a
And
trap.
then, and then she told me last night, I can't wait for you to open up your gift this year.
Yeah, nah, come on, Mike.
Now, here's the thing that I do. Every time we go to the mall and she likes something and doesn't actually take it, I take a picture of it and I jot down notes as to what it is, right? If it's a perfume, if it's a whatever, 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 I take a picture of it and I have like a log of things that she likes, right? In
Yeah.
case I need to go get a gift because we have birthdays and anniversaries and we have Valentine's Day coming up in 6 weeks and all of that stuff. So no, man, I'm gonna go out there and get her her gift. And you know what's so funny? I don't want to give it away.
Oh.
It's not the most romantic gift, but I know that she'll enjoy it. I'll give you an example. For her birthday, I bought her the really expensive Apple headphones, like the ones
Okay. I
that
the
noise cancellation,
yeah, yeah.
all that stuff. She
The
loved.
pro
Yes,
version. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. I got her those, and she loved it. She loved it. Also got her a what's it called? One of those back massagers, the ones that
Oh, yeah.
you put on
I
the
got
back.
one of those, man, because 'cause I'm already getting old, dude, and those things feel great.
Well, do you know what I've been doing over the past few days? And I had never done this before. She likes wearing a heating pad to bed because she gets cold all the time. I got the heating pad because she asked for a back rub, and I got the heating pad. I turned it on, and I put the heating pad on her back, and I start rubbing her with the heating pad. Dude, game changer. Okay, word to the wise, game changer when it comes to it all.
I know
Uh,
which massager you got her. It's probably that one gun that has the
yeah,
various settings that gets real it can go real high or go low, and it has the different interchangeable tips and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Midtown Texas on our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, because this is the Area 210 podcast, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, says he's going to get a framed selfie of himself. What brand of massage did they ask the question? I got it from Dick's Last Resort, Dick's Sporting
Dicks.
Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods is what I meant.
Shoot, I don't even think that Dick's Last Resort's over there on the Riverwalk anymore. I thought it closed.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Joe, yeah, so I'm going to get her the gift. And like I said, I don't know if I need to go romantic with the gift,
Yeah.
but I got to do something, right? Because I
You
didn't
know what you
realize I was told no gifts this year.
That's a lie, it's a trap, Mike, come on, you should have known better than that, but one thing that I have seen that I thought was cool is, like, some people will grab like, they have this thing that I saw on social media somewhere. So it's like a little record, right? And you can put it on your fridge or you can, like, put it on a frame, you can get it in various sizes, right? So the little record has, like, a QR code on it, and it has a picture of you guys, right? Like, a nice picture
Mhm.
that you like of you and Chica, and it has, like, the QR code on there, and it commemorates y'all's song. So
Nice.
it has, like, the date and all that, like, you got married, and it has your song, it looks like a record. It's kinda cool looking, you know? Just saying.
Um, I would say our song. We don't have an official song because when we got married at the courthouse, right? So we didn't have our
Yeah.
first dance. But it probably would be "Every Time I Close My Eyes" by Babyface and Mariah Carey. I think that's probably, if we had to choose a song, I would nominate that one. She'd probably overrule me and pick something by Jelly Roll, but that's the one that I would pick, man.
Here's
Uh,
another idea for you, Mike. Why don't you do it like The Undertaker did and just get Chica tattooed on your throat?
dude, okay, so Chica has asked me if I'm gonna have her name tattooed on me.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
this has been a serious topic of conversation because I have no tattoos and no desire to get them, right? Her
Yeah.
daughter has a few, and they're very nice, right? If I was to do it, I would put it on my forearm, right? Just put her name on there. And she's like, "What about like what font, what shading?" But dude, I'm so scared of it, dude. I mean, I'm honestly scared of getting a tattoo. It looks like it hurts, right? And the people who get tattoos, once they get one, they get another, then they get another. Like they come in threes, right? I don't know if I can do it, but What do you think, Francesca? Right here on there's a lot of letters in there.
No, man, don't do it, man. Like getting somebody's name tattooed, like if it's not your kids,
Yeah.
don't do it, man. That has like that's bad luck, you know. Don't do that, man.
It's an omen. I've always been told never renew your vows because that's an omen. Like,
Oh, facts, yeah, facts. You know what? If you don't want to, you want to do something nice, like I mean, you can go and take your significant other instead of renewing vows, which I don't get, but take them somewhere nice, go on a nice trip, do something together, you know?
we're already doing that, man. I'm already buying.
Yeah,
We're
there you
already going
go.
to. We're going to Spain and Italy in June for our anniversary. Right. We're going to take a cruise out there. We're going to go out there for a few days, and then we're going to go on a cruise up and down the coastline. So that's what we're excited for.
Look at the real Bobby Fair February. You never ever tattoo a woman's name unless it's your mama,
I'm gonna say facts on that, man. And everyone's
right?
telling me Sean Quintero saying don't do it in old English, right? Go ahead and do that. But here's the thing. We'll get to the super chat in a sec. I see Matt Larimer bringing in a super chat. Um, the dating aspect of last night's show, yesterday's show, Spernandez coming out and giving his secrets, revealing the secrets. Because we always ask the question, how the hell does he pick up chicks on Twitter? That's got to be the hardest turn of all time. And he showed that he saw through the matrix and found a way to make it happen. The same goes for Instagram, the same goes for whatever, because as every attractive woman knows, they get inundated with DMs, right? They try to slide in the
Yeah.
DMs. I mean, Chica tells me that when she got divorced and became single, that all of a sudden the floodgates opened and people were in her DMs like crazy. And one of the ones in her DMs was me, right? Um, but how do you set yourself apart from all that?
Yeah.
And I don't think we have to relive the 3-minute video that he posted.
Oh,
But Fernandez basically said that he tries to offer to buy them a coffee during the day, reach out to them and say,
yeah.
hey, hope you're having a good day. Can I send you a coffee? Can I buy you a coffee? A virtual coffee, if you will, right? And when you get that coffee, send me a photo of you with a coffee, right? That's fine. That's great. It seems like a nice gesture.
Yeah.
But the underhanded thing about it is that he says, I'm going to do this by how? By Apple
Apple
Pay.
Pay. Yeah.
Genius, baby.
Genius. Yep. Genius, man.
Genius. Not Venmo, not Cash App, not Zelle, but
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay. Because in order to send something by Apple Pay, they need to give you their phone number.
Yeah.
And as
You gotta get
Fernandez
those
said,
digits.
you're in her DMs, but I'm in her cell phone. That was genius. So I asked Chica about this, and I was like, I played her the entire clip, and I asked her about this, and she laughed. First of all, she thought it was funny, but then she goes off and says, "Never would have fallen for it." And she goes, "And if someone's going to be buying me something, it's going to be an old fashioned. It's going to be more than a $5 Dutch Bros or $8 Dutch Bros. It's going to be a $15 drink from some bar someplace." So that's why I say, man, I never could have gotten Chica in the wild. I told her the whole story about the gazelle. I could never have caught that gazelle out in the wild.
On the
I would
Great Plains of Africa.
on the Great Plains of single life. I never could have got her, but I found her
Oh,
online,
man.
and she responded back. We winked at each other back, and all of a sudden it was game on. And I charmed her for a month over the phone.
Yeah.
Finally got a date with her, by the way. So
I'm gonna tell her next time I see her, Mike caught you in captivity.
I know she was wounded.
Let's address these super chats.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Is Matt Lerma. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Matt says, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'm hosting a watch party tomorrow at Bar Gimme Gimme. Everyone come out, $1 wings, beat the Hawks. Very nice, dude.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, the Spurs fans unite, come together and get to know each other, enjoy the Spurs. That's going to be an interesting game. Spurs have a game tonight against the Wizards, 14.5-point favorites. Hopefully we put them to bed early, and then take on the Hawks, which is a more difficult team. The Hawks with a winning record. The Hawks, you can accomplish two things. You can give them a loss and help your draft position because the Spurs have that swap with the Hawks next year. Another super chat coming in from Jason Garcia.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Jason, for the $4.99 super chat.
Says go Hawks, and he's talking about the Seahawks, not the Atlanta Hawks. The Seahawks says Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Friday Eve to all from the PNW from the Pacific Northwest. Uh, we're gonna be talking about the NFL later on in the show. I tell you what, man, it is a lot of good games this weekend. We were hoping that the Cowboys and Chargers would mean something, but it doesn't. But you have 5 or 6 games there that really is going to put that playoff picture into focus big time this weekend. And we're going to go over every single one of those games.
Look at this, Mike.
Congratulations to Elias saying that
Yeah.
he's celebrating his 5-year wedding anniversary tomorrow. Congratulations.
Congrats.
I think what you should do as a celebratory thing is do what Josh Hart did to Jalen Brunson. Just see the reaction that you get.
You get a chingazo is what you're gonna get.
I showed Chica that video. She was like, boys are weird.
It's a lot of shenanigans that go on in the locker room, man. When you're playing on a team, football, basketball, what have you, dude.
Yeah. Hey, man, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get rid of my Ralph Barbosa tickets, man. I was really afraid because I bought those tickets a while back. And the show sold out so quickly, like within a matter of minutes, it sold out. And I'm not the kind of guy that wants to go on to StubHub or go on to all these different sites try to sell them. I have a hard time with that. Like it just annoys me to do that. And then to follow up and raise the price, lower the price, or whatever the case may be. I found a friend who found a buyer for me at his work. I wanted to go that show really bad, but again, Chica later on ended up buying this trip to Cancun. But Barbosa is going to be performing 3 shows this weekend at the Majestic Theater, 2 on Friday night, 1 on Saturday night. I believe they're all sold out, if I'm not mistaken, or there's maybe a few seats left in the upper deck. But I ended up getting my money plus a little bit extra. So it wasn't too bad, Joe.
Yeah, hey, man, at least you didn't have to just take the loss, take the L,
Well, I took a loss on some tickets earlier this year because Chica and I bought tickets to watch George Strait and Jelly Roll perform. And
here at the Alamo Dome. Wasn't it?
Oh, no,
it wasn't the Alamo Dome.
This was in Philadelphia. We were going to go to
Yeah,
Philadelphia, but we had a family event that popped up and it just ruined it. So we just swallowed it. I mean, I sold the tickets, but I didn't get anywhere near what I bought for them or what I paid for them. I got maybe 50 cents on the dollar. This one right here kind of makes up for it a little bit. So it wasn't too bad. But Joe's talking about the Spurs, man. You saw the line, right? You're like, hey, the first thing you said when I talked to you this morning, you said that Spurs spread is weird. And I was like, man, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. 14.5 point spread. When was the last time the Spurs were a 14.5 point favorite going into a game? But that's what it is tonight. Spurs favorite to win big.
That's disrespectful, man. Big time.
Well, the Washington Wizards, to Vegas's credit, here's what Vegas is thinking. And if I had to bet this, I would bet the Wizards to cover the spread, but the Spurs to win. I think that the NBA looks at the Spurs as the hot commodity because the Spurs do well against the spread. They do. But you look at the fact that the Spurs made their way into the championship of the Emirates Cup final, losing to the Knicks. You see Wemby playing more and more minutes, coming off the minutes restriction little by little. The Spurs are healthy, by the way. Not one injury reported today on the injury report. The 3 players that are out are the 3 players that are on 2-way deals, so they're not even on the team full time. But this is a healthy squad. That being said, the Wizards are the worst team in the NBA. 4-20 record. 4-20, Joe. Spurs are 18-7 on a 3-game winning streak because, again, that game against the Knicks did not count towards the standings. So that game, the Spurs are still on a 3-game winning streak, Joe. Beating the Lakers, beating the Thunder along the way. So that game against the Knicks the other night did not count. Joe, do you think 14.5 points is disrespectful?
I think it's disrespectful, man. But the Wizards are just a bad team. But again, you got to be careful with these bad teams, because they can be trap games if you just come out, take it for granted, and not really try to put them away early. If you F around and find out and let them hang around, you might lose it.
Right.
Spurs need to just come out the gate and just punch them in the face, blow them out the water, and win by at least, 14.5. Okay. You did your job. If you make it close and you barely win by 1, kind of disappointing. But the Spurs should be angry since they lost the championship game against the Knicks. Come out and take it out on the Wizards,
Spurs have a game tomorrow night too. So here's the thing: not only do they have a game tomorrow night, but the Atlanta Hawks are also playing today. So it's weird because typically, whenever you have a back-to-back game, Spurs are going home and then on the road. The Hawks are playing tonight as well. So the Hawks
Yeah.
are not going to be rested either. But the Hawks are playing on the road tonight and will be home tomorrow. So if the Spurs can go out and get a quick win, right? Get up by 15, 18 points by the end of the third quarter and just bring in who's the victory cigar for the Spurs, Joe?
Oh, Sohan, bro. If you put him in the game, you already know what's up.
The Hawks are playing a very bad team tonight in the Hornets, who are having 8-18 records. So
Look at that. They're only favored by 5.5.
by 5.5 against the Charlotte Hornets. So that one's supposed to be a closer game. Hopefully, that goes down to the wire, right? And the Spurs go to Atlanta and are a little bit more rested than the Hawks are. Uh, but the Spurs
Look,
right now are healthy. This is weird, Joe, because we're 18-7, survived most of the gauntlet so far. Because we were talking about that, Joe, how the Spurs were going to be on the road for so long without Wemby. Just go 500, Joe. Remember when I told you that? Go 500 between now and Christmas. And instead of going 6-6, the Spurs went 9-3 without Wemby. Then they go off and they win against the Thunder, go 10-3 in that time frame. And then that game against the Knicks, it was an L, but it didn't count against the record. So the Spurs have won 10 of the last 13 games. That is amazing. And at some point, Joe, the Spurs are going to have a homestand, right? After the games
yeah.
against the Thunder, the back-to-back against the Thunder, they got some home games, right? They can rack up some wins. They have 2 games against the Wizards in the next 3, right? So tonight against the Wizards, tomorrow against the Hawks, and then the Spurs play the Wizards again. Those should be at least 2 victories, right? Spurs are 18-7. Very least, it should be 20-8 when it's all said and done. Very good possibility of them being 21-7 when it's all said and done. And at that point, Joe, we need to be talking about this is a 55 or 60 win team.
Yeah,
If they're
Spurs have a
21 and
tough
7.
schedule, man. Their schedule gets tough after they play the Wizards. They play the Hawks. And then what happens again is they're going to play the Wizards twice, right? In the span of the next couple of days. They got the Wizards today. They got the Hawks the following day, early tip at 6:30. Got the Wizards again on Sunday, the 21st. And then things start to get real for them because that's where they have the gauntlet. That's the back-to-back games against OKC. They play OKC on Tuesday the 23rd, and then again on Christmas Day at 1:30 p.m. These games here against the Thunder, these are going to be battles, Mike.
Oh,
This
I
is
know.
going to be almost like a playoff atmosphere. And look at both teams; they were getting beat up, dude. They were just beating each other up out there on
Well,
the court because they both wanted to win. OKC's going to look for revenge, and you know what? They're going to want to make a statement too.
not only do they play Oklahoma City back to back, they play them again in 2 weeks after that.
Yeah,
So 4 times in 30 days, the Spurs are playing Oklahoma City. They play Oklahoma City again, as you mentioned, at the Frost Bank Center on the 23rd, on the road for Christmas afternoon, 1:30 p.m. in Oklahoma. That's going to be on ABC. And then coming back, another road game against Oklahoma on the 13th of January, which is weird because the Spurs would have played Oklahoma 5 times this year when they're only supposed to play them 4. So it's a very interesting draw that the Spurs have. Along the way, New Year's Eve, the Spurs play the New York Knicks. The Spurs have to play Giannis in mid-October. They've got a game against the Rockets on January 20th on the road. You're right; it doesn't get much easier. They got Cleveland on December 28th. So they've got to take care of business against some of these teams like the Wizards and the Jazz.
yeah.
Those are 3 games in the next 9 days. Wizards, Jazz. Those are 3 games. Pick up those 3 wins. Then you have the games against Oklahoma City, the 2 games against Oklahoma City and Atlanta. Go 4-2 in the next 6 games. You're keeping pace with where you need to be. Lots of comments coming in on our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. Sam Salinas says he doesn't think Oklahoma City is coming in pissed. He says, I guarantee OKC will wipe the floor with us in one of those games. That's just what a champion does. Natural order of things is what he says.
Yeah, and
Alex
that's
Oriega is answering the question that I wanted to know the answer to. He says, prior to tonight's matchup against the Wizards, The last time the Spurs were favored by more than 14 points was in March of 2018 against the Utah Jazz. It
Jeez.
has been a while, like this, like that band Stained from back in the day. It's been a while. Very nice. See any other good comments coming in here?
Well, just Texas Latino was saying it's
JH,
ugly
JH in
sweater
this.
weather.
What's that again? Oh, sweater weather.
Yeah.
JHSB has an interesting question. Goes, not to be insensitive, but how many games are we telling are we letting Wemby be mid before we hold him accountable again? I didn't think he was mid against OKC. He was the reason why they won. He's
Yeah,
one of the
but
reasons why they won.
then what happened? Well, what happened was he hit the Knicks, and the Knicks are gonna do. They did some things in that game against Wemby that other teams in the NBA are gonna use against him, and
Joe,
we've already seen
Joe, I
this
can't.
happening.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I can't
Mhm.
take anything from the next game. His
I
grandmother
can.
died. His grandmother died,
I
and he
get
was in
that,
his
Mike.
feels, and deservedly so, understandably so.
I understand that, but I'm just saying I saw the Knicks do some things with Wemby that I've seen other teams do as well. And I think what the Knicks did to Wemby and what other teams are doing to Wemby is it's like this, Mike. You can't put somebody against Wemby that's 7 foot. It's just not going to work. His skill set is off the charts for a man, a big man of that size, right? Another 7 footer, he's just going to run circles around him. You can't do nothing. But putting smaller defenders on Wemby, that's something that just bothers him. And I think that's what these teams are doing, like the Knicks and like other teams that have put smaller defenders on him. They take away the spacing, they make him uncomfortable. They kind of try to get him out of his offensive rhythm. So I think that's a blueprint that he's going to have to try to go ahead and combat as the season moves on. The
I
Knicks
think
did that
I
against him, and I get that he was under distress, but I'm saying it's something he's just going to have to get used to.
I think that Wemby is going to get used to it over time. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be like this one thing that pisses him off over time. I mean, I remember back in the day, the Spurs would send out Malik Rose to battle up against
Oh yeah, the
Shaq.
enforcer. Yeah,
Malik Rose was like 6 inches shorter than Shaq, but he was a big body, right? I have a hard time believing that the Alex Caruso's of the world, who by the way is a world class defender of guards,
yeah.
can guard Wemby long term. I think it's an adjustment that needs to be made. It's practice for that. And really, how do you combat that? Don't put the ball on the ground.
Exactly.
Just
Keep
turn
it up in
around and
the air.
just go straight up. Is Caruso, Dylan Brooks, are any of these guys going to be able to block his shot?
Yeah.
Get in because and let me ask you this question: How is Dylan Brooks or Caruso going to stop Wemby from getting to where he wants to be on the court on the blocks? Right, have him get to the blocks and do business from there and bang bodies from there. And I know there's a lot of flopping and all that stuff, but just turn around jump shot from there. Get 8 feet
Well,
away from the bucket, shoot it, and guess what? Who's going to be in position to get the rebound? Wemby. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
and
think. I think the problem is that Wemby sometimes thinks that he needs to be a ball handler and he can handle the ball in transition. I get that. But when you're in the front court, you don't need to be doing that crap.
no, he doesn't really. And like when he was against Caruso, for example, right? And against that OKC game, Caruso was just getting underneath him because he's a smaller defender, of course. So when Wemby kind of goes into his motion and brings the ball over Caruso, he was just standing there and just poking the ball and popping it out of his hands. What Wemby should have done is kind of put the ball on his left hip and do a motion to move back as a fadeaway, bring the ball up really high, and just shoot right over him. You can do that against a smaller defender, and I think that's what Wemby's going to have to recognize is if they're going to go ahead and try to guard him and try to take away his spacing, just shoot right over the dude. You don't even have to put the ball on the ground, you know?
Shoot right over him. And on top of that, just get to your spot, man. Get to your spot and go straight up. And I hate to say this, Joe, but do you know who's at fault for a lot of this?
Pop.
Well, no. He's usually a scapegoat, right? Right. But isn't this Fox's fault? Isn't this Harper's fault? Isn't this Castle's fault? Not knowing where to get the ball to Wemby where he's most comfortable? because I
Yeah,
understand that Wemby, is having difficulty adjusting to the smaller defender, right? It's going to take a while for him to figure that out. But the difficulty comes from the get go, Joe. It comes from the fact that he's getting the ball at the wrong place. Oh, and
yeah.
who's getting him the ball? He's not passing himself the ball. He's not dribbling, backing them down. He's getting the ball in awkward spots that should not be where he should be getting passed to.
It's Wemby's damn fault because Wemby puts himself out behind the 3 point line and then to makes a motion to come to the paint or come inside the paint. Stop doing that. You're the biggest guy out there. Stop camping out around the 3 point line. Get your ass in the paint so you get yourself better position to score.
But when he does get in the paint, though, Joe, I don't think the guards are getting the ball where he needs to get the ball. I think that they're having a hard time passing the ball in, which is weird because again, you have a 7'4" guy who's probably really 7'6". Toss it up high, get it up high. The other thing is that Wemby needs to be more decisive once he catches the damn ball. Go to work the second you catch the ball. Impose your will. I think Wemby sometimes wants the play to develop. No, just go straight up.
He
Go
needs
it,
to
go
learn to
straight
move
up.
without the ball. He does a lot of
Yeah.
just, I'm going to sit there and wait for the ball to come to me. Move without the ball. You're the biggest guy out there on the court. Move without the ball. Once you get inside the paint and you're like maybe 10 feet, 12 feet, it's over. It's over. You get the ball to him in that range, he's just going to jump. He just needs to make one step. He's at the fucking rim. He can dunk the ball.
A hand of a
It's
fist
over.
comes out and says he's not the biggest guy on the floor. Our hosts are confusing big with tall. It's not like the 80s or early 90s where you are banging bodies down low. That doesn't exist anymore. If he wants to get down low, he can get down low.
Look at head over face. He's making me laugh. Like our hosts are big but not tall.
Hey
Oh
man,
my
no lies
god.
detected. No lies detected. It's funny because Chica was going through some photos of mine yesterday. Actually, she was going through Gabby's Facebook page, and she saw a photo of me, and she goes, "How much did you weigh in this photo?"
Oh god.
And I was like, "Man, that was 5 years ago, man. I weighed probably about 15 pounds less than what I weigh now." And she goes, "Get to that, because that would be nice."
You
So,
tell her you were a thick six back then?
well, no, I mean, because the highest I ever weighed was 254. That's the highest. I remember I tipped the scale at 254.8. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And I remember being upset with myself. And the lowest I got down to while working out over the last several years was 222. And that's when I was with Gabby Girl in at the LSU game with her back in the day, right? When she was a freshman. So that was when she was a freshman. So she was 18 years old. That was 2020. It was 5 years ago. I'm at 233, 234 right now. So I'm 20 pounds lower than the lowest I was. I guess I need to lose 12 pounds to be where I was in that photo. But that's one of
Mm.
the things I want to do, Joe. Maybe we can do this as an Area 210
Get healthy?
initiative for
You
the year for the year. Maybe we put some money on it, Joe.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, I'm getting healthier for the beginning of the year already. I'm starting to make those steps to eat healthier, and get in better shape and all that. But guess what I want at work yesterday too? We have like this Christmas meeting that they do for us or whatever during work. And it's like, oh, we're gonna have the guy that leads up the whole thing, that's in charge of everybody talk, and they give out employee awards and all that. But most importantly, at the end, the only reason we watch is because they have this big old raffle, right?
Mhm.
And they give away some really good prizes, like a whole bunch of them. So one of the things I had my eye on was funny, and people are gonna make fun of me about it, but it helps you lose weight. An office treadmill,
Oh
like one
yeah.
that you could put under the desk, right? Because it's low profile, so you can just slide it out. So as I'm there just working, doing my thing, I can just stand up on there and start walking and working out, and making, walking miles or whatever as I'm doing my work. And I wanted that. And guess what I won? I won the treadmill. So that's gonna be coming sometime in the next week or two. I'm just like, it's a cool little device because you can just pull that out, right? As you have it under your desk, and you just get on there and you just start walking. It keeps
Right.
you in motion.
Yeah, you do it at a mile and a half or 2 miles per hour and just make it a
Yeah.
leisurely stroll because you don't want to mess up your legs. Tony Niles wants to see the shirt. It's
Yes. Show
my
him the shirt.
my King of Spades shirt. Chica has the sexy white dress version of this. That's the Queen of Spades. Will I show photos of that? No, that's just for me. She'll wear it at like a casino or something like that. She has what she calls her casino clothes.
Oh
Not
gosh.
cochino clothes, casino
I'm
clothes.
sure they're all. What's your favorite color? Bling.
Glitter.
Sparkles.
Yeah, this one's white with the gold on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it matches her outfit. No, but
That's the
like,
thing that I know about Chica. Anytime she goes out with you or something, she always has to shine, to sparkle somehow.
well, she says that about San Antonio women all the time. We were in San Antonio last weekend looking at houses, and she said it again. She goes, the girls here are not feminine and they don't like to dress up. She goes, I don't understand that mentality. And it's the same thing in Houston, right? Same thing in
Yeah.
Austin. Dallas, the women in Dallas do get dressed up, right? They have the
Yeah.
big Dallas hair. But Chica's like, why aren't women feminine anymore? She goes, why don't they get dressed up anymore? And it's
They get
funny.
lazy, bro. They get lazy,
It's
Mike. They like
generational.
wearing those.
It's
A lot
generational.
of people here in San Antonio, the women just wear those yoga pants, t-shirt,
Well, I don't mind
tennis
yoga.
shoes.
I don't mind yoga pants. I mean,
That
sometimes it looks
that's the
good.
fit though. That's
But
the
no, but
fit
I'm talking
though.
about going out.
Yeah, I'm just
Saturday
telling you,
night at a
that's the
bar.
that's the fit though. Either that
That's
or they wear
ghetto.
jeans. They
That's
wear
ghetto.
jeans. I mean,
That and jeans is fine. But it's like back in the day, we would all get dressed up. And even today, Chica's like, hey, we're gonna go out. And I go some places and people are in t-shirt and cargo shorts.
yeah.
And I'm there going, you're at a bar, dude. Dress up, man. But it's one of those things where I look at it and I'm thinking to myself, it's a generational thing, because even my kids like to dress down. It's
Yeah.
it's a generational thing. Like the idea of getting dressed up to go out is not
Remember,
the
Mike,
norm anymore.
back in the day, even like you had Theos. We all had Theos, right? That used to
Oh
do
my god, I know where you're
with the
going with this.
jeans, the press jeans, the starch jeans.
The Stacey Adams with the slacks, baby.
Man, those jeans could stand up by themselves, bro. They took them off and just put them up there. They would stand up on their own. Hey, who could forget the way that they smelled, right? Like that nasty
Like
cologne,
brute.
bro.
They
Ugh,
wore brute.
damn, bro. That was potent. Potent.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Dude, let's talk about the NFL, man. We'll go back to some Spurs talk later on, but the NFL, man. I'm looking at the games this weekend, and I'm excited about this weekend's games because there's some teams that have already qualified for the playoffs. They've clinched a playoff berth. A lot of teams, I believe there have been 15 teams that have been knocked out of the playoffs. Cowboys still hanging on for their dear life when it comes to it all. More than likely, they'll be eliminated this week when it comes to it all. They cannot get the wild card, but they can potentially get the division title. Maybe Jalen Hurts gets hurt. You never know. But look at these games this week. Well, let's go through the standings real fast.
Yeah.
If the playoffs were to start right now, Denver in the AFC would have the number 1 seed and a bye in the first round. So that would mean that the Super Bowl would run through, the AFC would run through Mile High, it would run through Sean Payton, it'd run through that snow in Denver. You would have New England as the 2 seed taking on the Houston Texans. And I'm sorry, the New England Patriots don't want any of that smoke coming from the Texans. The Texans are a very, very, very good defensive team. You'd have the 3 seed Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Buffalo Bills. Again, everyone and their mama believes the Bills are better than Jacksonville. But guess who
Mhm.
has an equal record is Jacksonville. Jacksonville wins games. Jacksonville is 7-2 in conference. I'm sorry, but that's a very, very good team. And then you'd have the Chargers on the road taking on the worst team in the playoff for the AFC side with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're coming in 8-6. But on the outside looking in, you have the Colts who have Phillip Rivers at quarterback at 8-6. You have Baltimore at 7-7, trying to get into that position for winning the AFC North. In the NFC, the Rams are the 1 seed with an 11-3 record. The Bears would host the Green Bay Packers in a 2-7 matchup. You'd have the Seahawks on the road taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are just 7-7, and you'd have the Eagles hosting the San Francisco 49ers, who lost Christian McCaffrey to injury. But the games this weekend, Joe, I know those are projections there of what they think
Those
is
are
going to happen.
projections.
That's the projection of what they think is going to happen, but
Yeah.
not the way that things stand right now. But look at these games. It starts tonight, Thursday Night Football. 11-3 Rams against the 11-3 Seahawks on Amazon Prime. Did you think there's no way in the world that the people who put the schedule out thought that this would be the matchup, right? That an 11-3 squad against an 11-3 squad. Seahawks favored today by 1.5. Over under just 42.5, Joe. They're expecting a low scoring game. Sunday, look at these games. You have the Eagles taking on the Commanders. Eagles win that game. Cowboy season's over officially.
Well, look at that. They're favored by 6.5.
Yes, because Commanders suck. 4-10. But look at that Bears-Packers matchup there. The Packers, because they have that tie against the Cowboys, are sitting there at 9-4-1. The Bears are 10-4. So only half a game separates the two, but one's a 2 seed, the other's a 7 seed. So chances are the difference between this game right here is going to determine 3, 4, or 5 spots in the pecking order of the NFC. But this game is against the Packers against the Bears. Who owns the Bears? Have had a fantastic season, but the Packers own that team. Just so bizarre. Packers going to be without Micah Parsons, who tore his ACL. Other games going on. Cowboys taking on the Chargers. Cowboys need to win that game to stay relevant. They have to hope that the Eagles lose and the Cowboys win that game. But here's another game.
Chargers are favored by 2.5 on that game.
Yeah.
Or Cowboys, should I say? Are.
Cowboys by 2.5.
Yeah.
Then you have in Carolina, in Charlotte, the Panthers taking on the Buccaneers. What do they have in common? Both teams lost to the Saints in the past 2 weeks. What do they have in common? They're both 7-7. What do they both have in common? They're both in first place in the NFC South. So someone's got to win that division, right? And chances are whoever wins the Bucks and Panthers is going to be, it's basically a playoff game.
Yeah.
Jaguars 10-4 on the road against the Denver Broncos. Broncos favored by 3. Broncos win this game. They keep pace to have the number 1 seed in the AFC. Jaguars lose this game. Guess what? The Texans are going to move into first place.
Look at
both
this.
teams have something to play for.
Somebody's got receipts on you, Mike. They said, Sam Selena says, didn't Mike say Jacksonville sucked at the beginning of the season?
They did. I did. I say I bat about 800, Joe. That's one of the 200 that I missed, right? Texans, Raiders, Texans, an exciting defensive team, the most boring offensive team you'll ever find. Texans favored by 14.5 points. You have the Steelers and Lions, both of them fighting for a playoff berth. Steelers trying to hold on to their division lead. The Lions trying to hold on to their wild card hopes. Both teams at 8-6 are playing in Detroit. That's a big game. 3:25 on Sunday. And then also very similar matchup on Monday Night Football. The Niners at 10-4 trying to hold on to that wild card spot, right? Trying to fend off the Lions. Yeah. Colts coming in at 8-6 trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. That's half the matchups there have playoff implications. And on top of that, this should be either the semifinals or the finals of everyone's fantasy football league. So, wow, Joe. Lots going on this weekend, Joe.
Lots of matchups going on this weekend. But look at that, dude. Is anybody going to be watching that freaking toilet bowl of a game between the Saints and the Jets?
Oh, that's a bad
ugly
game. But you know what? If the Saints want to have a quarterback to draft in the first round, they have to lose that game. But the Saints are favored by 4.5 points. They're playing frisky the last couple of games, dude. It's pissing me off.
Don't they know the script, Mike? It's to lose.
I know, man. Quinn Ewers is starting for the Dolphins as the Dolphins take on the Bengals. The Dolphins were hoping to get back to 500 this past weekend, but they lost that game, I believe, to the Steelers last weekend.
Former UT quarterback Quinn. I mean, this is going to be his first start, I believe, in the NFL.
I know, and it's funny because they're like, well, Tua Tagovailoa has the most interceptions thrown for the season. They're like, can you believe he's thrown 15? Dude, there was that one year Jameis Winston threw 30. Why are we complaining about 15?
Wasn't that the year that he was playing with Tampa Bay?
Tampa, yeah. He threw for 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions and 5,000 yards.
Remember how many fans he had over when he was in Tampa? Everybody was wearing Winston jerseys and this and that, and
Yeah,
then they got rid of him for Tom Brady, and everybody was all pissed off.
that's
But
funny.
Winston was never gonna be that, like, superstar QB, dude.
He was
He's like
supposed to be though. He was
he
at
was supposed
first.
to, but he didn't pan out.
He's a bust, but he's like the best bust possible.
He's a good
Long
he's a good
career.
backup.
He's a very good backup, man. Tony Niles asking the question: does Mike like the personality of the quarterback of the University of Indiana? I like his height. I like how cool he is under pressure. I don't think he has the arm, though, man. It's one of those things where do you want to have the physical tools or do you want to have the bravado of certain players? So I'll
Yeah,
give you an example. You see the Mahomes fire, the Joe Burrows of the world, the Josh Allens, where they know they're the man.
yeah.
They walk onto the field, they believe they're going to win that game every single time they step on that field. Then you have some players that are just like athletically gifted, like Richardson, for example, who was athletically gifted, but he's not going to pan out as a quarterback in the NFL. Um, and then you have the more cerebral types, the Jaden Daniels, um the fiery types like Baker Mayfield. It's like, what kind of quarterback do you want? I look at Fernando Mendoza, and I like a lot about him. I like that he's a leader. I like that he's inspiring. I like his height. The intangibles are there, but I don't think he has the arm in him, man. I think he has a mid arm, but I like him as a player. Maybe they could develop him a little bit, but I just think he's kind of mid.
A mid arm.
Well, I mean, look at the other way. The quarterback from Oklahoma who's going to be a first rounder, right? He's
Yeah.
got physically a better quarterback. Mentally, doesn't have the intangibles.
So a Mendoza Heisman Trophy winner decided to be, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm eligible now, to enter the NFL draft. Would he be a number one pick? Somebody take a chance on him as a quarterback or no?
I don't think Mendoza is the number one pick. I think he's one that you draft at 3 or 5 because he's probably going to slide to you. Um, so maybe not getting the quarterback is a good thing because you don't have to be a top 5 quarterback pick to have a great career. Look at Dak Prescott, picked in the 4th round. I'm looking at the mock draft right now from NFL Tankathon. If the season ended right now, the Giants would pick number 1. They have them taking Anvil Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State. They have the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza, number 2, out of Indiana. They have the Titans at number 3, taking Reuben Bain Jr., the edge out of Miami. Dante Moore, quarterback from Oregon, who's a pretty good quarterback. The problem is Oregon doesn't produce good quarterbacks in the NFL. I
Yeah.
don't know if you want to buy into that notion, but like if you played quarterback at Oklahoma or Alabama, you typically do pretty well. LSU, you typically do pretty well. Oregon, I mean, Marcus Mariota was he's a backup guy. Caleb Downs at the number 5 pick from Ohio State, safety going to the Jets. I wouldn't mind Caleb Downs going to the Saints, to be honest with you.
He
They have
better than Rattler, dude. Come on.
they have Ty Simpson, number 6, quarterback from Alabama, going to Arizona, and then Keldrick Falk, the edge from Auburn, going to the Saints at 7. As for the Cowboys have 2 first rounders. As of right now, they're picking at number 14. They have them taking Jermod McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. Cowboys do need help in the
Yeah,
secondary.
definitely. That would help.
And the Cowboys are picking at number 23 because they have that Green Bay pick from the Micah Parsons trade. And they're projected to take Cassius Howell, the edge rusher from Texas A&M. Those 2 picks would make perfect sense.
And watch Jerry go get another wide receiver. Piss Cowboy fan off. No, I hope Jerry is even killed and he knows that, you know what, in order to go ahead and really win in this league, you need a good defense right now. And the Cowboy defense, it ain't it, man. It's
It
gotten
ain't.
better, but it's still bad.
Well, it got better in the sense that it went from crap to piss poor. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's still bad.
it only had one way to go up. It's all about the culture, about it all. Look at what's going on with the Texans. The template that was the Texans.
Yeah,
Getting D'Amico Ryans first. I was a big fan of them getting D'Amico Ryans first from San Francisco because I like the fire of a young head coach. If you're gonna have a young team, you need to have a young coach. Okay. All due respect to Pop, he should have retired a long time ago. Yada yada. Before he went down with a stroke. Young team needs a young coach. Old team needs an old coach. Just the way that it is, right? But you look at D'Amico Ryans was the perfect hire. Nick Casario calling the shots, making the right calls, making ballsy moves to move back into the top 3 of a draft one of those years, getting the players that they needed, the cornerstones of the team. They got CJ Stroud at number 2, who's had a better career than Bryce Young, who went number 1 overall. But CJ Stroud is not a very good quarterback. He is literally average. He
he's
had a
all
good
right. Is he
rookie
better than
year.
Dak?
No, no, he's not. He's being carried by this defense. If they make a run, this is what they want from it from CJ Stroud. Just don't mess up.
Don't throw an interception.
Don't throw 2 picks. You can maybe
Yeah,
have 1. Don't throw 2. Don't fumble the ball. Don't take sacks. Just don't F up. He's
that's
not.
sometimes the best move though, Mike. I mean, if you know you got nobody open, just take the sack, dude. There ain't no shame in that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, they scored 40 points last week. I mean, if you're going to score a lot of points and have that defense, you're going to win games. But I don't trust a CJ Stroud to light up the scoreboard. I just don't, man. And a
Look
lot
at
of the
Jonah
points that they do
Ellis.
get, a lot of what Tony Ross said and CJ Stroud average quarterback. Yeah, he's average. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow. He's not any of those guys. He's just an average quarterback. Somebody's got to be average. They're not all elite players. Let's call up the
They're not
stats.
all starters.
It depends on what you're talking about, dude.
I'm gonna get you in trouble, Mike. I digress.
So for the season, now Stroud, for the season, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I mean, he's played most of the games. 2,400 yards passing.
Here's
He's
a
he's
perfect
he, he's a mid quarterback.
here's the perfect example of the chancla. And look at Mario Cavazos. Wait, 2 years ago with CJ, he was playing his rookie season. You were praising him and saying he was better than Dak. And ahora, no.
No, it changed. Things change. CJ Stroud averages 221 yards passing per game. He averages 1.5 touchdowns, less than 1.5 touchdowns per game. He ain't lighting it up. Now, CJ Stroud before the injury was a better player. He was more dynamic. But remember when Dak came back from injury that one time, and it's like he wasn't himself anymore. He couldn't run. He couldn't do various
Oh yeah.
things. That's what CJ Stroud's doing right now. CJ Stroud's
Yeah, I remember
back.
that.
He's healthy enough to play, but he's not what he was when he was a rookie. He's not.
Todavía tiene miedo. He says he doesn't trust his body yet. That's the way Dak was too, man, for a while. It was like 2 seasons. He didn't trust his ankle, dude. Like
Yeah.
he was afraid to run. He could feel something. Something was coming loose when he would take a step on that ankle,
Yeah.
and he would just throw himself on the ground. And that's probably the best thing to do. He had flashbacks. I think Dak has trauma from that broken ankle, dude.
Could be. I'm going to look at the NFL Tankathon mock draft. They better have the Texans going after an offensive lineman because, as people are mentioning in the chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, the dude runs for his life half the time. I mean, that's the problem. Texans, they have him drafting offensive lineman Vega Ione from Penn State. Makes perfect sense. Tankathon's on point today when it comes to their projections. You know what's on point? The lunch over at PF Chang's La Cantera. The dinner at PF Chang's La Cantera. Being at La Cantera because you're shopping for Christmas gifts, right? We know it. We're going to go to the mall. What mall do we want to go to? Do we want to go to Ingram? No. We don't want to go to North Star anymore.
South Park? No.
South Park? No. River Center? Hell no. We all want to go to La Cantera. And while you're there, make your way over to PF Chang's La Cantera and get yourself some food. Asian cuisine, get yourself a cocktail. At least give yourself a break when you're shopping, right? Go there for lunch,
Yeah.
go there for dinner, grab a drink. It's a nice place. Let's give some love to PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's
And
right.
let's
You
not
mentioned
forget, Mike, what is the best part of PF Chang's?
well, besides the food, the drink. You mentioned
Yeah.
the signature cocktails. Here's what they look like. I mean, come on. Your lady's gonna like the cocktail, right? Look at because of the fancy cups, fancy glass. You know it. You know what it is, right? So
What is
we see
Chica's favorite?
the second one to the left, the lychee martini, and then the top right, the lemon drop martini are her
Yep.
favorite ones. I would say number 3 is going to be the mule. I'm gonna
Sounds
be
good.
honest with you. Chica likes to drink. She
Yeah.
just likes to drink, So she ain't afraid of any of these, but she doesn't like fruity drinks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Long Island will be kicked out, and whatever the fruity one is on the bottom right, I mean the bottom, is the one that she probably would kick out. But I know she's had the mule over there. I know she's had the lemon drop martini. I know that she's had the lychee martini, and I know that she's had all 3 in one night.
Yeah.
And then
Who
we
else
go
was telling me?
karaoke.
You know who else was telling me about the martinis? Because I was talking to Sean about that the other day. Michelle, because I was telling his wife Michelle, right? Sean's wife Michelle,
Yeah.
and I was like telling Sean, I was like, man, next time I go out there, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I take pictures and videos and stuff of the drinks because I want to showcase them here on the show. And Michelle goes, "I'll help you drink them all."
Yeah, she'll go ahead and give a her impression of it all, right? Give a review of it
A
all.
review, exactly. But
So yeah, so that's the kind of drink that I would need to have sent to Chica to get her attention. If I had offered to get her a coffee, wouldn't have worked with her. But I do see House Fernandez's take on going after women on Instagram and going after women on Twitter would work on a
yeah,
coffee. Chica just says she doesn't think it would have worked on her. I think she would have figured it out. She would have put 2 and 2 together, is what she says, right?
yeah.
But
I was gonna show you this. This is funny, dude. Look at what I think it was this Tony Ornalis was saying this. He was saying that was Joy-Con Drift King. Mike only parks in the preferred parking at La Cantera. Free lots are for the peasants. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you all something. When you go to La Cantera, the parking is horrible, man.
it is.
Always so packed. I don't want to deal with it. And I'm not gonna be driving around 10 to 15 minutes just to find a parking that's somewhere nearby. Do yourself a favor, dude. Just go up there and get the valet parking. It's like maybe a couple bucks, dude, and that's it. I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not
Okay.
you're fighting for the parking slot.
So what I do, I'm cheap when it comes to parking, dude. I will valet from time to time. I valet all the time when we go to hotels. Every time, right?
Yeah.
The compromise is this. I drop her off at the front and I say, get started with your shopping. I'll meet you wherever you're at, and I'm gonna go find a parking spot. So I'm not gonna have her be with me as I'm meandering my way all the way up and down the parking lot. I take her to the very front, drop her off, and I'll say, I'll be with you in 5 minutes. I'm gonna go find a parking spot. And then when we leave, I say, give me a 5 minute heads up. I go get the car and I pick her up where I dropped her off.
Or you could just do the
That's
valet parking and you have somebody bring you your car.
Well, I know, because what you're doing, especially when it's cold, it's like I'm going to pay $10 for valet or 15, $20 for valet. And then I'm going to be in line waiting for my car to come out because they've got
No, you just
$15
go.
people leaving.
You just go. They know you, man. You just go over there and tell them, hey, man, give me my car. Slip them a couple of dollars. You bring your lady. By the time she's out there, the car's there, bro.
Dude,
It's
man,
done.
I've done it before where it's real fast. I've done it before where it just takes forever to get my car back. And I hate that because I would have been like, I could have walked to have gotten my car. It's like checking out at a hotel at like 9 a.m. when everyone's leaving at the same time and you try to get your car back from the valet. It
Yeah.
takes forever, man.
And this is true too. You do have free valet parking at La Cantera if you drive a Lexus. So there's that.
Our Lexus is cool.
I guess it's just Toyota's brand of, luxury vehicle.
People don't realize that. People don't realize that that Lexus is a
Toyota.
Toyota. It's a Toyota vehicle.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you want to get into for the rest of the show, Joe? We got about 20 more minutes.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about some other things. And we got to get us into a super chat. And I thought that was a good topic of discussion to have as well. So I'm getting that right now. Man, I have to go way back. Y'all are active today in the chat.
Here comes the money.
So this is from one of our listeners here, joining us here on YouTube. I don't even know how to say his name here. He's Zahulu or
I
Zahulu
appreciate it. It's a newer name.
7181. Yeah. So there's a comment that he made, Mike.
Yeah, so he says, when are we going to have the conversation that Fox is not the point guard Wemby needs right now? Where is the Fox and Wemby combination? I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. Appreciate the super chat. I don't want to jump to conclusions yet because they've played how many games with each other, Joe? Like 12?
Handful. Yeah.
They played like 7 or 8 last year, and they've played maybe 4 or 5 this year. So it's kind of hard to throw it out. I like having, to quote again the Three Amigos again, a plethora of guards, of quality guards. I like having Fox, Harper, Castle, and Vassell out there, and knowing that the 1 and 2 positions are on lock. For the most part, most of them can play the 3 as well. Fox learning how to get Wemby the ball is a very important thing. The only one who knows how to get him the ball, Joe, is Harper.
Yeah.
Harper knows where to get Wemby the ball. We have to understand that this team did not practice a lot with each other because here's the thing. Guess who was not taking part in practice this offseason? Harper. Why? Because he was hurt. Who else didn't take part in this team this year? Fox, because he was hurt.
Yeah.
And then Wemby got hurt. And then Castle got hurt. It's amazing that the Spurs are 18-7 right now. We don't know what we've got. The Spurs realistically should be 13-12, but they're 18-7. Realistically, we should be looking at this team being a rebuild year, not a rebuild year as in like we're tanking. This should have been the year that we fight for the number 6 or 7 spot, right? Top end of the play-in, low end number 6, right? But now we're looking at it, Joe. The Spurs have a realistic chance of being the 2 seed in the West.
Look at where they're standing at right now in the Western Conference. A day or two ago, they were at like number 5. They were below the Houston Rockets. Now they moved up a little bit. They're at number 4 right now in the West at 18-7. The Lakers are right at number 3 at 18-7 with the Nuggets at 19-6 at number 2. And then number 1, okay, of course, is OKC at 24-2.
Yeah, Houston lost before the end of the when the Spurs were making their way through beating the Lakers and beating Oklahoma City. They lost a very, very, very close game to Denver, which dropped them to number 5. We can go back to that one, Joe. The Western Conference. Look at that, Joe. 19-6, 18-7, 18-7. That's one game separating 2 through 4. And look at the teams ahead of the Spurs: Denver, Lakers, Thunder. And look at the one behind him, Rockets. Guess what all 4 teams have in common, Joe? Spurs have beaten each one of them. They beat the Lakers on the road. They beat the Thunder on the road. They beat the Thunder on a neutral site. They beat the Nuggets on the road. Joe, I mean, I know this is supposed to be a transition year from bad to okay or bad to pretty decent. Spurs are ahead of schedule.
And what do you
the
think
healthier
their
they are, the
chances-
better it's going to be.
What do you think their chances are right now as far as where the league has them as far as NBA championship contending teams? And it might surprise you. I'm going to show you the graphic right now. And this is taken straight off of the NBA's own X handle here. And check this out, Mike. Check out the favorites to win the NBA's the end the season's NBA championship, right? Look at the graphic. What does it tell you? 49% chance, 49.2% chance they're giving OKC to repeat. Then just below them, you have Denver at 13.2, Houston at 8.8%, New York has them at 7.5, the Lakers at 7%, Cleveland at 5.6, San Antonio in the conversation now with the 4.6 chance to win the chip, and then they have the Detroit Pistons at 4.1%. Spurs are back in the conversation now, Mike.
It's a top 8 team. I mean, if you look at the odds right there, that's the seventh best odds. I saw ESPN analytics saying that the Spurs have a 98% chance of making the playoffs this year. I mean, basically foregone conclusion. Spurs play 500 ball the rest of the year. They're in the top 6. That's all they've got to do is 500 the rest of the year. I mean, the Spurs are what, 18-7? It's 11 games above 500. That just go 500. They're a 47 win team.
You know, and that's the thing is that Spurs fans seem to focus like on the Fox and the Wemby combo, right? Your 1-2 punch there. And they're like, well, they're not really playing up to snuff right now, but they haven't really played a lot of games together in their defense, right? But one of the things that Spurs fans forget to look at, and there's 2 players on this team that have been standouts, and that's going to be Harper and Castle. And look at what the official NBA X page has to say about them, Mike. Check it out.
Yeah, it says poised for the moment, the 2024 and 2025 Kia NBA Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle, and number 2 overall pick, Dylan Harper, shined as the 2 youngest players on the court in the Emirates NBA Cup Championship. Castle, 21, set the Cup Championship record with 12 assists, while adding 15 points and 7 rebounds. Harper, at 19 years old, matched the championship record with 5 3-pointers, finishing with 21 points and 7 rebounds. We saw, did you see the Draymond Green interview?
I did. I got the clip.
Yeah, let's call it the Draymond Green clip, because Draymond Green coming out and saying that it's all nice that the Spurs have Wemby, and Wemby may be generational, but it's just as important, if not, it's just as important that the Spurs have Castle on the team, because Castle's blossoming to an even bigger and better player than we all thought he was going to be. Don't get me wrong, he's still my son. Harper's my son too. I got love for both, okay? But and I still believe Harper is going to be better over the years. But right now, Castle's bringing it these days. Might be a fringe all-star right now. Let's hear what Draymond Green had to say on his podcast.
I think the Spurs are just as lucky to have Stephon Castle as they are to have Wemby. Stephon Castle is a winner. He's been a winner his entire life. And I think Stephon Castle has brought the winning ways to the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs is a winning organization, but they've been losing for a while, and you got to get those ways back. And Stephon Castle, to me, is one of the ultimate winners. He's one of those types of guys. Not taking anything away from Wemby, but more so just showing my appreciation for what Stephon Castle is as a basketball player. He's a winner. He changes cultures. He's won at every level he's played at. And he will continue to win bigger and bigger at this level. And so I think the San Antonio Spurs are equally as lucky to have Stephon Castle as they are to have Victor Wembanyama. Does that mean Victor Wembanyama can't possibly become the greatest player ever? No, that does not mean that he can't. But when you're speaking of an organization, one player doesn't win championships, and different people carry different roles. And the role that Stephon Castle will play for those San Antonio Spurs teams right now and moving forward will be equally as important.
All right, saying equally as important for having Castle on this team. And I would even say Harper on this team as well is equally as important. I understand the love that Castle's getting right now, but it's about the full mosaic of the picture, right? It's about all the different parts of the puzzle. As I mentioned last week, Joe, the idea was from Spurs fans was you had to have Wemby be an elite top 5 player and have him drag everybody to the championship or drag everybody to the playoffs like Giannis did with the Bucks. I know he had Dame Lillard, but still, it is what it is, right? He didn't have Dame Lillard back then. It was Middleton. But they don't have to do that anymore, right? The Spurs have a cast of characters around him that are legit, an all-star in De'Aaron Fox, the number 2 overall pick in Dylan Harper, the rookie of the year in Stephon Castle, and they're all taking leaps together, Joe, and they're not even in their primes yet.
Yeah.
So for Draymond Green, Joe, what did you think about what he said about it being equally as important to have the castle and the cast than just have Wemby?
It's a big deal because, like he said, you just can't have one player come out and win the whole thing for you, right? You have to have a good surrounding cast of characters around your star player. Having a player like Castle is instrumental, because what does Castle do? He can go ahead and just get to the rim at ease. He uses his speed, his athleticism, the skills that he has with him now. I mean, look, let's be honest. He's not a great 3-point shooting, guard, and that's fine. But what he can do is he can create his own shot. He can use his speed. He can use his athleticism. He's got good court vision. He passes the ball to his teammates. He gets them involved. He's a great defender. He can play off the ball. I mean, he does a lot of things out there on the court that go unseen or unnoticed. But at the end of the day, it helps your team win. It gives them a better chance of winning. And you need players like that. You need worker bees. And that's basically what Castle is. He's that little worker bee. He's going to go out there and just do all this hard work. And that in turn allows players like Wemby to thrive, right? Because now Wemby doesn't have to do all these other things that Castle's doing for the team. And then on top of that, you got a two-headed monster because not only do you have Castle playing at a high level and the guy's able to play good defense and give you something on offense, but then you got Harper and the kid's legit, man. So you got a good 1-2 punch back there. And then you got your closer, right? And you got your closer in what? De'Aaron Fox. And you got the Toyota Corolla down low doing this thing, So it's like, it's a good mixture of people that you have around Wemby. And hopefully that gives him that environment that he needs to go ahead and thrive. Because let's be honest right now, Wemby just came back. He's still trying to find his footing. He's still trying to go ahead and get used to playing with his teammates. And when you finally figure that out, and this team is healthy at 100%, and they're gelling together, it's going to be scary to have this team as an opponent. You don't want to see them in the playoffs because they're very unpredictable and they're a very good team.
And they give different looks, man.
Yeah.
They give different looks, man. You have a left-hander in Harper, a right-hander in Castle. Seeing Castle just sprint and snowbird down the court is impressive. Harper can get wherever he wants to get on the court. And when you see these NBA superstars talk about Dylan Harper saying that guy can just get anywhere on the court, like he's just able to just get wherever he wants to get. He doesn't get bumped out of the way. He has such body control when he goes out there. And one of the things that hasn't happened yet, Joe, but will happen soon. Eventually, the Spurs stars in Castle and Harper, and to some extent Fox, are going to start getting the superstar calls.
Yeah.
We haven't had that yet. Wait till they start getting those calls. They're not going to get the Doncic calls. They're not going to get the Giannis calls, the LeBron calls. But just increasing that would be a big, big deal. Spurs 14.5-point favorites tonight against the Washington Wizards. Again, they have a home game tonight against the Wizards, on the road tomorrow against Atlanta. Atlanta's on the road tonight too. So both are going to be at the airport at the same time, right? They're going to be flying in at the same time, trying to get to Atlanta. Spurs have another game against the Wizards. So the Spurs, I believe, will go at least 2-1 in the next 3 games.
I wanted to show this video.
18-7 to 20-8.
I want to show this video because this is a video that Rick was telling me about the other day when he was over there in Vegas watching the Spurs play, right?
Yeah.
And I believe this was the game against OKC. So this was the game where Wemby was finally going to come out and play, right? He didn't play in the first quarter. They're getting him ready to come out in the second quarter. And Rick said he kind of looked over and he saw Bismack Biyombo and Wemby going at it, right? And he's like, dude, these are things that you don't really get to see. But I wanted to play this for the fans. That way they can go ahead and take a look at how they got Wemby hyped to enter that game against OKC. Ultimately, the Spurs went on to win. But look at how hard they're going against each other, right?
All right, full screen this.
I can't, dude, because then it'll take up the whole area.
Okay, I see what they're doing. They're banging bodies down low.
Yeah, just getting him ready to come into the game. Look, he's getting ready to check in, right? Because they already know he's going to enter in the second quarter. And right before he entered the game, this is what they were doing.
And that's the beauty of having Bismack Biyombo on the team. He's a coach.
Yeah.
He's a coach who happens to be the third string center, right? And that's he knows his role. His role is to get Wemby ready because it's not going to be Biyombo out there getting the minutes, going to get in the shine, getting the run. It's going to be Wemby out there. We have I miss Ahula.
Yeah. Super
That's what I'm
chat.
going with. Super chat.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
$2 super chat. Thank you for the love and support. It says the Spurs need their own version of OG, a worker bee.
Worker bee.
So talk about OG Anunoby?
Yeah. From the Knicks. Yeah.
Man, I don't know if he was a worker bee. That guy's just a stud. I mean, that guy's a star. I mean,
Isn't he a Texas Tech product?
I don't remember, man. You might be right about that, but no, OG went off on that game, the championship game against the Spurs. I know that Pop was all about him, and whenever they was talking about like who is the dream player the Spurs could have got in free agency 4 or 5 years ago, OJ Anunoby was the one. He played for Indiana, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's a dog.
One thing I wanted to touch on too is that we kind of forget sometimes about, hey, the Spurs are making it to the Emirates Cup, which is a big deal, and how much money's flying around for everybody out there. Keldon Johnson jokingly saying, I'm going to go buy me a llama. But what does it mean for the other guys on the team, right? The ones that don't get a lot of burn, like a Lindy Waters III, like a David Jones Garcia type of player, And look at this by clutch points, Mike. How much money did these guys make off of the Spurs getting to the championship round, right? Against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go ahead and read some of the, the numbers here. So Lindy Waters is third, right? He bet on himself. He signed a 1-year deal with the Spurs worth $2.4 million. The catch was only $500,000 of that was guaranteed. And he'll need to make the rest if he's still on the roster in January 2026.
Yeah.
Right. So after San Antonio's run to the NBA's, Cup final, Waters is he's walking away with $212,000 in bonuses. So, for like guys like De'Aaron Fox, that's making $229 million as a max contract, that's not a lot of money. That's like fun money. It's a little bonus. It's great to have, right? But for Waters, that's a 42% raise on his guaranteed income in one night. That's big for him, right?
That's amazing. That's amazing. And we saw also that David Jones Garcia was saying that he was going to get a car.
Yeah, and look at what it says here. Like two-way players like Harrison Ingram, right, and David Jones Garcia, they get 50% of the cut. So they're still, even though they weren't with the team per se, and they're playing in the G League, these players are still getting a check cut for them for $106,000.
Poor Riley Minix. Poor Riley Minix, man.
You barely missed out, bro. Oh, dude. But I mean, that's to these players earning that type of money, and you're on a two-way contract. That's big time for you. It's like you're almost getting a good chunk of your salary in one night,
Yeah.
And
Most
look, we got
definitely.
an incoming super chat from Mario Cavazos.
Yeah, it's a good topic to end the show. Saying, so is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is Rambo as well, since there was a Christmas tree in the background? What other movies would you be considered? Well, Die Hard is prominently featured right now on Amazon Prime. You go on to Amazon Prime, you click on the button, it says, do you want to watch the NBA? Do you want to watch Die Hard? I don't know if it's because of my preferences or whatnot, but Die Hard tends to come out during the Christmas, and I know it was a Christmas party, Nakatomi Plaza, all that stuff. That was actually a movie, Joe, that I did watch back in the day. My dad let me watch Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie, man. It's done in that season,
I mean, because the whole Christmas aspect of it all, wanting to get home for Christmas, wanting to give his kid a Christmas gift, come home for Christmas when that reporter goes up to the kids, he threatens the maid or the nanny.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, man. Die Hard was a great movie. Die Hard 2 was actually pretty good too. I haven't seen that one in a while, but I've seen the original many times. I would consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, um, just simply because it played a prominent role. Home Alone's a classic movie. It's a very smart movie. I heard this one person who gives movie reviews saying that people don't understand the mentality of Macaulay Culkin's character in that movie. That he believed that his parents had died, his family had died,
Yeah,
that he
because he
wished
wished
them
it.
away,
Yeah,
that he wished that they were gone. So when he sees his mom again at the end of the movie, who's Catherine O'Hara, who became Moira Rose on Schitt's Creek,
yeah,
when he sees him, the relief he has isn't the relief of, oh, my parents came back because I was left behind. It was, oh my god, I can't believe they're still alive.
yeah.
Puts it into a different perspective when it comes to it all. Um, the second movie, all right.
What, Die Hard?
Second Home Alone.
Oh yeah, man, that was all right.
Yeah, that one wasn't it. Other Christmas movies, I mean, I mean, I know my sister gets really in, my niece get really into the Hallmark movies, the Lacey
Oh
Chabert
man,
movies.
yeah.
I can't watch that. Chica loves her a Tyler Perry movie. Man, if it's a Tyler Perry movie coming on, Chica's all about it,
Medea?
dude. Medea, all that crap.
Oh man, you know who likes watching that stuff too,
And
man?
some of it's pretty good. Some of it's all right.
My one of my favorite nieces likes watching Medea movies, dude, like crazy. She loves them, dude. She's like, "Uncle, come over here and watch them." I'm like, "Girl, we've seen like every Medea movie there's been made. You want me to watch it again? Like this is like the fifth time I'm watching this damn movie, you know?" But she loves them, dude. I'm just like, God. It's like my
What
daughter, man, watching that 51st Date movie. I can quote it with my eyes closed. Like I already know
yeah.
what's gonna happen.
What's that? Um, what's that Tom Hanks character on Black Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live? Talk about Medea movies. He goes, Tyler Perry movies. If you can laugh, cry, and pray in 90 minutes, it's time worth spent. It's time well spent, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's true, man. You know, I know that the journalist Torre is really against Tyler Perry movies, man. He gives him so much crap. He's like the cinematography sucks, the plot making sucks, it's pandering. But older people, the boomers, love
Yeah.
Tyler Perry movies.
They love them, dude. I mean, they're all right. It's just like Tyler Perry kind of reminds me of back in the day. Remember the Ernest movies
Oh
from the
my
days of
god.
old?
It's not as bad as Ernest, dude. Nothing is worse than Ernest. My
Ernest
dad
goes to
loved the
jail.
Ernest.
Ernest
Ernest
goes to
goes to
camp.
camp.
I'm like, God,
My
dude.
dad loved the Ernest movies, and those were so funny, but so bad.
They're
Um,
cringe, dude.
you know what was we're talking about movies that can't be made again. Police Academy movies, dude. I loved
Oh
Police
God,
Academy.
dude. You can't do that. Man, there was a lot of stereotypical stuff in there, dude. A lot of stereotypes in that movie. It's not gonna be made ever again, dude. No.
Move it,
That and
move it, move
Airplane.
it.
Can you imagine if they remade Airplane now? Oh my God, dude.
I actually said the exact same thing to Chica the other day. Excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive. Barbara Billingsley from Leave It to Beaver. And then she
God.
goes, Chump don't want help, chump don't get help.
There was so
Even
much going on in
Metro,
that movie, dude.
Metro Police Academy, when Chica dresses as the cop for Halloween,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, Mita, it's Lieutenant Callahan, Sergeant Callahan from
There's a
that's
lot of stuff that was done back in, like, the early '80s and stuff, like comedies that they can't be made today, no, man. There's no way. No way that's gonna happen, man.
well, we
What was
talked
that
about
other movie that came out that was funny back in the day with Val Kilmer? Top Secret.
Top
That one was
Secret.
funny, dude. God.
Shop at
No.
Macy's and love me again. Dude, dude, he goes, Essoufflé, escargot, déjà vu, and chocolate mousse. Dude,
Nobody knows what we're talking about. These movies are so dumb, though, but they're
some of the
funny,
bad
dude.
lines in there. What do you mean, fake doggy poo? I mean, it's so stupid. And she's like talking about how she's how she had how difficult it was getting over her first love, and then she goes off to say that it's her brother. It was so
Oh
stupid.
God.
She goes, "It's so difficult to be away from family for so long." She sees him again later on in the movie. She's there with a tape measure, measuring
Oh,
his steps, measuring his chest, and then she goes out of frame, and then she comes back like this.
oh God, dude. Like that stuff's not gonna be made no more, man. 80s comedies were funny, dude. They were cringy, but they were funny. And we're coming near the end now. Oh, look at that. Mario Cavazos is saying, did you hear that 50 Cent was going to do a documentary on Tyler Perry based on P. Diddy did for music he did for Hollywood?
I mean, I have no beef with Tyler Perry, man. I don't. I just think it's kind of it's mindless movies, and and there's a place and time for that, though, Joe. Like not everything needs to be dramatic. I tell this about Chica all the time. Like Chica loves singers who can sing. You know,
Yeah.
so if we're not listening to like '90s R&B, we're listening to like Aretha, Etta James. We're listening to the great Marvin Gaye, the greatest voices of all time.
Luther Vandross.
Yeah, Whitney, Mariah, and it's like when she wants to listen to music, she wants to listen to like the best singers of all time.
No Kenny
She,
G.
no catchy. Well, I mean, every time I close my eyes, by Mariah Carey has Kenny G sax solo in the middle, so maybe a little bit. But like when I put on like grunge music, or I put on like 90s rock, or I listen to pop music or whatever, she goes, but they don't sing like Aretha. They don't sing like Christina Aguilera. They don't sing like Etta James or Janis Joplin. And I told her, I said, sometimes you just want to listen to dumb music. No different than
Yeah.
wanting to watch a dumb movie. Not every movie needs to be The Godfather. Sometimes you want to watch
Mm-mm.
Police Academy. Sometimes you want to watch just a silly movie, Swingers,
Mindless movies,
mindless
dude.
movies, mindless music. There's a place for mindless music.
Yeah. Look at this
Yeah,
is something saying right here, Mario Cavazos. You're damn right. He says, "Married with Children can't be redone today." Remember
yeah.
the no
Francesca,
ma'ams?
yeah, Francesca and I talked about this very show the other day, man.
Oh
Remember
man,
when Kelly Bundy's modeling for the car? She goes, "The new
Elante,
Alante."
or the way he used to make fun of Marcy. Remember that?
Oh yeah, her
God, dude.
haircut and all that stuff.
What do you call her? A chicken? You call- You know, the best episode that I saw that was really funny was when him and his buddy were up there on the roof and they were supposed to be fixing the antenna or something like that. And they were just up there just BSing the whole day, drinking beers. You remember then one of them finally fell down off the roof at the end of the episode. It was hilarious, dude.
My favorite is when Ed, it's Ed O'Neill, but what's his name? Al Bundy. When Al finds Bud, a girl leaving Bud's room, and it's a hot girl leaving Bud's room, and instead of getting mad at Bud, just like gives him like a dap, that's my boy. And Peggy wants him to get mad, but Al's like, no, man,
No.
the pat on the back.
Married with Children was funny, dude. I used to love watching that. But I
Three's
mean,
Company was great too, man.
who was
Three's
the
Company was
funniest though?
amazing.
I like Mr. Furley, dude. He was funny, dude. Mr. Furley was funny.
Mr. Furley was funny.
The Roaches were
It was
funny too.
it was a little too much for me though with Mr. Furley because the bug-eyed and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Um, I liked Mrs. Roper.
The Ropers, yeah.
Mrs. Roper was to me is what Peg Bundy was based off of. I don't know if that's true or
Yeah.
not, but they always wore like not like she always wore a nightie, like
Yeah.
a moo. That was
Was it
great.
the Regal Beagle?
The Regal Beagle. And going back to Schitt's Creek, I love the fact that Moira Rose, Catherine O'Hara's character, always refers to Joyce DeWitt, who is the brunette on Three's Company. She always says, "Oh my God, back in the day, me and Joyce DeWitt used to whatever," and she says that like 5 or 6 times throughout the run of Schitt's Creek. She mentions that Joyce DeWitt was a friend. And she goes, when Moira finally has a good movie premiere, she goes, "Oh, where'd you get the flowers? Joyce DeWitt sent them." It was like forever being mentioned. It was so stupid. Tony said I had the hots from Mrs. Roper.
God, dude.
Golden Girls was also a movie that the show that was cochino, or should I say cochina? Joe, I'm gonna be in Mexico. Okay, let me ask you this, Joe.
Yeah.
Gonna be flying. I'm taking off for the airport tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Our flight's at 7. We'll probably get there around 10. I told Chica that I wanted to not shave for a few days, that I wanted to go
Okay.
scruffy over there to kind of blend in a little bit. Because I kind of feel like if I'm, if I get the fade and if I get a haircut today and I shave it down, all that stuff, that I'm going to be sticking out like a sore
You're
thumb.
afraid to get the Josh Hart treatment by the TSA.
Oh, dude, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
So you're trying to grow the scruff. I have a little bit of scruff growing right now. I need to shave it. My nieces
Oh
hate
my
it.
god, Joe, I gotta tell you what happened. I was, I'm proud of the fact that I have most of my hair. I would say I have
Yeah.
98% of my hair. And believe it or not, I do not use Just for Men or anything like that. And nothing bad if you do or not. I know some guys that do, but they don't like to admit it. It's like really like on the download, they say, "Oh yeah, I use Just for Men."
Yeah.
But I woke up the other day with a head full of gray hair, like that gray tips,
Yeah.
and it looked like gray hair all over the place. And I told Chica, I was like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe I went gray overnight." And I got sad. She's getting dressed. It's 6 in the morning. She's getting ready for work. And I'm telling her it's bad. And then it went like that. It started to flake off, dude. It was my cheap ass gel from the from like the day before.
Moco de gorilla.
Well, no, the Mocha de Gorilla's fine, man. LA Looks is I bought like this. I
Oh.
bought this really cheap, like I was at a gas station type of thing buying that gel. It turned my hair into crap, dude. It made it all flaky. I thought it was like dandruff, but it's not.
It's that stupid gel, dude. I mean, don't use that.
So people are asking a question about what's going on with the show the next 2 weeks. Okay, so we probably have to have a discussion about that because Christmas is what, next Thursday?
It's next Thursday, so this is what I'm willing to do, man. I'm gonna go ahead and try because I know Mike, you're gonna be back when Tuesday or Thursday or
Tuesday.
Wednesday. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to do the show Monday, Tuesday, and then take off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'll probably try to do a show maybe on the 29th and then take off again. You know,
Okay.
so we're not going to have a lot of shows to do over the next course of the next 2 weeks. We'll probably have like maybe 3 or 4,
Well, the week
quite
after Christmas,
honestly.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Like what would that be? Like the 28th or whatever, that Monday.
Hmm.
I'm down to be the week after Christmas. I don't want to. I don't want to be like, well, I'll see you guys at the beginning of the year. No, I'm down, and so just kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna do like a couple of shows, but it's not gonna be like full weeks because we're gonna spend a lot of time with our families too. We
Yeah.
got to take some time off, and not only that, but I got to also work on the show as well behind the scenes. I got to catch up with some things that I need to do with our websites and some of the other stuff as far as our syndication, where we're gonna be featured now on Spotify, of course, but we're gonna mess with that a little bit because I already have the existing platform that has a very big audience, so we're just
Mhm.
going to go ahead and kind of migrate over there. So we got a lot of things that we're going to do behind the scenes. So at some point I got to work on that. So I got to take time off the show and spend time with my family as well.
Oh well, then I'll let you lead the dance, my man. Just tell me where
Yeah.
to be and when to be.
Yeah.
But everyone have a fantastic day. Wish me luck in Cancun. I'm gonna be on a jet ski for the first time ever, Joe. 40 years old, never been on a jet ski. I'm scared crapless right now
You better
when
be
it comes
careful, man.
to.
Don't hit that water. That water's like hitting concrete, Mike.
We will be back soon, hopefully tomorrow with Joe with somebody tomorrow. So we'll make this
Yep.
happen. We'll be
All
back
right, guys.
and go Spurs go.
All right. We'll see you all. Have a good one.
See ya.
Laters.